I just love to see people win. I'm a competitive guy. The end all be all lesson is give your people an opportunity to pitch. And when they're pitching a perfect game, stay out of their way and just let them throw. That's the story.
Welcome back to Leadership Legends. I'm Brad. I'm joined with Matt Warner here, and we've got another awesome segment for you guys. Matt, welcome back. Love doing these segments with you. Like I'm really just a beneficiary of this to get to like sit in and watch these things. But I mean, I appreciate these clips and these things that we discuss so much.
And it's fun for me too, because I have somebody to send a video to, because it gets my creative juices going. I'm saying, holy cow, life is like a perfect game in baseball. And when I sent that to you, I bet you had to, this next clip, I bet you had to think, oh my gosh, why is he sending this to me? Huh?
Well, at this point, you've sent me enough stuff. I'm expecting there to be something and I know it'll click. So I kind of go into it knowing like there's going to be something here. I just have to be patient and like watch it. You know, I'm beyond just like totally questioning it. You've convinced me. You know, right now, Matt, and I don't want to sidetrack. I want to jump into this, but just a quick anecdote. I'm actually going through Warren Buffett's book, Snowball, and his entire obsession was money. And it was all about the art and the science of it. And he just never could get enough of that. And I get the feeling in our interactions over the last couple of years that yours is people and leadership.
Yeah. I'm hungry for more. I just want to keep going back to the buffet line and filling my plate up. And it's, for me, it's, I'm trying to be careful that it doesn't become an addiction, because, so I've been trying to listen to some Spotify once in a while, because I could watch YouTube videos and read books on leadership all the time. But I've been trying to listen to some music and get distracted and actually distract myself, because it has become absolutely thrilling for me to investigate and dive into, and I just love to see people win. I'm a competitive guy, man. Maybe that's why sports rings true for me, because it's that competitiveness of winning and keeping the scoreboard is what makes it exciting for me.
I love it. So to set this clip up, we're going to watch this clip together. This is 2012, I believe, and it is about the perfect game that Matt Cains pitched for the Giants. To give some context, because I didn't have this context, so I think everybody needs this context. This was the very first perfect game in the Giants franchise history, 100-plus year history, and there's only
I believe that's right.
There's only ever been 24 perfect games in all of Major League Baseball history, and what you told me, no pitcher's ever done two.
In Major League Baseball. In another league, I can't remember what the league was. In like 1951 or 1953, there was a guy that pitched two perfect games, but that was not in Major League Baseball. So if I'm right, and I'm not good on remembering stats, but a perfect game is a big, big, big deal.
And so this clip is sharing, it's part of a series sharing that night from the perspective of the different team members and people involved. And I think you're really going to enjoy this one. So let's roll the clip and then we can talk about it.
I love it.
Matt Cain has 13 strikeouts and he has not given up a base runner tonight.
The cleanup hitter, J.D. Martinez, leads off. He's flied out deep to center and struck out looking.
That's a ball, and if I hadn't established a strike zone earlier in the game, I think that he would have probably taken that pitch. So being able to be aggressive early in the game and get those guys swinging was an advantage on my part. We got that inning off to the right start, and it also gave me a little bit of relief of like, all right, one out down.
Yeah, we love one pitch outs.
In the dirt with a changeup.
Exactly where I wanted to throw it. There was definitely a little bit of anxiety in how I released that one. Tried not to show it, but it was like the more I physically tried to do, it made it way worse. I had to mentally figure out how to pitch the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And that took time to be able to mentally coach yourself through the end of a game.
Strike three called! In for Cain. 2 down in the 8th.
There's pressure, a lot of pressure on those defenders. They don't want to be the guy to make the mistake.
I do remember being aware of that, and I remember being nervous for Craw.
Over to his left. Crawford. He's got it to throw. Inning over.
The way that it comes off of his bat, first couple hops on the grass were a little bit low, but it had that topspin on it and kind of picked up speed once it hit the dirt. I kind of moved my feet backwards there at the very end. A last-second maneuver like that, it could have like topspin and hit the heel of my glove and run up my arm, and there goes a perfect game.
8 perfect innings in the books for Matt Cain. 24 faced, 24 retired, and a huge ovation as he heads back to the dugout.
There's just so much electricity in the atmosphere.
No, I'm hearing it. I'm for sure hearing it.
You can feel it through the broadcast, and it gives me chills even to the day.
Matt Cain going for history when we come back. 10-0 Giants.
We're 3 outs away. I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to talk to Matt. I'm not going to say, how you feeling or anything.
No one wants to be around Cain. You just let him do himself.
Also, how nervous the dugout was for Matt.
It was the most nervous I've ever been in a game.
The nerves I was feeling the most was sitting in the dugout in the bottom of the 8th. It was more like the anticipation for me on the bench of getting out there. You never knew if you were going to be in this moment ever again your entire career, and I never was.
Matt Cain puts his hat on. First Posey, then Cain out of the dugout. We're going to the 9th.
Okay, so we'll just start talking about a little bit about how business relates to the baseball season, right? How, I mean, you play so many games in a baseball season. There's ups, there's downs. You get complacent. You can have runs where you have a 6-game winning streak. There's a lot that goes on, but every once in a while you come across this perfect game. And what I love about this analogy of a perfect game is relating it to one of our guys, Sean, in our office. That he's been with us for 4 years now. Has quickly moved up the leadership role. But he came to me and he wanted to do a leadership training, and he felt very passionate about it. Kind of gave me a little bit of what he was thinking, and I gave him the thumbs up, and I said, "Hey, go for it, man. Just dive into it." And so I feel like he literally just started pitching this game, and we're not through the whole 9 innings, so to speak. We just finished week 1, but I'm telling you, Brad, he got out of his comfort zone, and he teamed us up, blindfolded one person and had the other person not blindfolded. And he made a minefield with cones and pool noodles. And then we had to give directions on how to walk through this. And you were judged 3 different items: time, how many mines you hit, and how many verbal directions you gave. And he told us that ahead of time. All 5 teams had different results. All 5 teams made it through. Some teams blew up a couple times and hit a couple mines. I think the fastest team through was like 43 seconds, but they blew up 3 times and they had maybe 40 verbal commands. The slowest time through made it all the way through, but didn't hit any mines, but took almost 2 minutes to do it. The teams that were all in the middle all hit 1 mine, and all had about the same amount of time, and all had about 60 verbal commands. So, but he's teaching us this, right? And then we watched each other do it, and we kind of talked about it. But I really think that in business, if you give people enough room and enough empathy and compassion and give them enough reins to run, they're going to do things like this for the company. And this is what makes a great baseball season or a great business season. And I truly do believe that every business has a summer, a spring, a fall, a winter, and you go through these ups and downs just like a baseball season. But I'm telling you, every once in a while, when your guys are pitching a perfect game, you got to get out of their way. And in this video, the people in the dugouts were like, "Hey, we weren't going to talk to him. We were going to say, if you watch, he kind of walks over the line every time. He doesn't step on the foul line, and there's all these little things that he does. But he was in the groove, and right now Sean's in the groove. And I believe we need to do, as leaders, we need to do this more of just let our people go out there and throw it and let them see how they do. And I was very nervous. He had sent me Sean had sent me a couple versions of what he was doing. And I just said, hey, it looks great. Now, I had an opinion, but I kept it to myself because I wanted him to excel. And I guess I have become a sponge in this whole leadership and people and understanding people and trying to understand the psyche of the people. But my message right now to business owners is turn your people loose and just let them throw the ball and then be behind them to back them up. Catch the ball at the outfield wall. Make an incredible throw on their behalf, but let them still keep pitching and just stay out of their way. I mean, even the coach didn't say anything. He was nervous to say anything, and nobody wanted to mention, hey, you're on the way to a perfect game. Just let them go.
Yeah.
And let them be leaders. This is a remarkable story, and I believe you said you watched the whole clip, right?
Yeah, once I got started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah, it's a great story, right? And he's a great guy, and we cheer for those people, and we cheer for these crazy things to happen, like a perfect game. But the end all be all lesson is give your people an opportunity to pitch, and when they're pitching a perfect game, stay out of their way and just let them throw. That's the story. Does that make any sense?
No, I love it. I love it. I don't think I should add anything to that. I don't want to take away from the point. I don't want to take away from that. If you could give, I think when you've relayed your story to me, Matt, is that opportunity for him to step up, for your business to be in a place where that is possible, took years of work. So my question to you would be, if you could give, and I know there's plenty in here, so maybe I'm asking a hard question, but if you could give one piece of advice to someone in a business of what they could do so that over a period of time, they will be in a position where that's possible, because I know it just doesn't just happen. Is there something that you could be doing in a business to prepare for that moment?
If I were to give any advice on what I've learned from my mistakes, is fail and fail fast and recover even quicker, and don't be afraid of it. And we teach around here that fail means first attempt in learning. And I believe that when I first started my first company that I ran into the ground, I was so scared of failing that I spent more time trying to figure out how to make sure I didn't fail than to just fail and rip the Band-Aid off and go again. There's a lot of measurements to success, Brad. And I've been writing these down. As a matter of fact, last week, one of the measurements of success that I wrote down, and I stole this from Jordan Peterson, is if your kids want to do life with you when they're adults and they want to be around you and they keep showing up at your house, that's a win. So parents, if your kids want to come over and mooch off of you, it's when they're adults and they have their own families, job well done. Another measurement of success is if you can get the horse to run for the rider and not the whip, that's a measurement of success. And I believe that when I first started my first business, I thought I had to get the horse to run with the whip. And it wasn't until 2016, 17 that, which by the way, I started this business in 2009. So
Yeah.
I still, even after starting my next business, I still was not understanding the why and the empathy for people, which is embarrassing that it took me that many years to figure it out. But boy, I'm charging forward now. I want to win, and I want our people to win, and I want Sean to win. And this class that we're teaching, and he's doing very good notes. I'm gonna give it to you when I'm done, Brad. All of his notes and everything, and I'm gonna tell you, it's incredible, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna want to share it with other people.
I'm excited. Matt, I feel like these sessions are like I'm getting to attend class on leadership from you. And I consider it a great honor. And it's just like this huge like benefit. Maybe we need to rename it. Maybe we need to rename the whole segment. It's not leadership lessons. It's Brad getting mentored. And I appreciate it, and I appreciate these lessons, and I look forward to hearing about it and your time and insight, because as much as I enjoy, and I consider myself a pretty observant, pretty somebody that can draw value by observing things, but I wouldn't see the lessons that you have in the things you've shared if you hadn't shared the lesson with me. And I really value that. So thank you. Another really cool episode, and I look forward to doing more. This is so much fun. Like, even if, and I hope tons of people get value from it, but I'm getting value from it. So thank you, Matt.
Well, I want you to always remember too that we're learning together, and I don't want to be a follower. I want to be a student myself, and I've figured out that we have to do this together, and it helps me to send you a video and say, check this out. I got something to share with you. And sometimes I even send you one video. I'm like, don't worry about it. All I want to do is I want you to remember that we're going to talk about this when we get together. So yeah, it's very good. I love it. Thank you, Brad.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. Until next time, make sure if you're watching this, subscribe to the channel where you're seeing this, so that will be more videos. There'll be more videos coming out soon. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon.